I want to go to that publication that you just came out with called Omnivore.
Right, let me
Mm,
hold it up. So we just
yeah.
published in hard copy David Hughes's marvelous study on omnivore.
Um, the the thing that strikes me about those videos and what Carp and Peter Thiel were saying, and I can't imagine a more stupid, nightmarish scenario than the one they're setting up. Because what they're doing is they are gambling the national security of the country on a single point of failure.
Right, right.
I see no redundancy here. And in a world where as the author of that Omnivore booklet stated, and it's a quotation that just leapt off the page at me, and it's been ringing in my head ever since for quite a few days, is that the network itself is weaponized.
Right.
And this means that they're setting the country up with a single point of failure with some pretty stiff computer cyber networking hacking capabilities in China, in Russia, in India, any country that has a cyber technical sophistication. In other words, we're looking at opportunities for cyber warfare with all of this data collection and artificial intelligence mining. I've mentioned this before, Catherine, and I'm going to again. I go back to that television series called Person of Interest,
Right.
where you have two artificial intelligences battling it out against each other and using these networks, and humans are caught in between.
If you look at where technology is going to institute warfare and control one person at a time,
Mhm.
I'm always saying control and freedom happens one person at a time.
Right,
And it's not that this technology hasn't, of dealing with people one on one hasn't existed.
right,
For a long time, it's just been very covert. Now it's becoming very economic, very high tech. And as they grow more confident, they come out of the closet.
right.
And that hubris is part of what makes it fragile, I think.
Yeah, so I totally agree. They I think they're gonna be partially successful in setting up this system, but that's the problem. The system has to be total to be successful, and I don't think they're ever gonna get there.
Well, but here's the thing, they're giving away the mandate of heaven too quickly from what I can see, because
Yeah,
if you justify this as a national security tool, but then you just use it as a taking tool for the mafia, and you use it for live streaming genocides,
yeah,
which are not subtle, then it looks like a whole different thing. And I think you're one of the few people that really understands the fact that the people who do rule the world really believe in slavery. It's
yeah,
big business.
yeah, they do, and the problem that they have is, I go back to my mafia war business. They wanna make everybody else slaves, but the problem is all of them want to be the final faction that rules the roost, and they want all their fellow compatriots. Peter Thiel wants Elon Musk to be a slave and vice versa, and that's their problem. That's their problem. It's a house divided, and it's not going to be able to stand. That's the
It's what I
problem.
call the Midianite thing. The Midianite thing is
Bingo.
upon us.
Yeah.